Hello everybody and welcome back to Lester Loves Watches. Let's look at this wonderful triple calendar Angelus Chronodato from the early 1950s. So Angelus is a company that was founded in 1891 in Le Locle in Switzerland, primarily making pocket watches for the first at least 25 years of its existence. It moved on to chronographs actually very early, in the early 1930s, just after Breitling. There seems to have been quite a rivalry between Breitling and Angelus. Breitling was always just in the lead, but Angelus was never far behind. Angelus came out with mono pushers at the beginning, monopulsante in French, and as soon as Breitling came out with its double pusher in, I think it was 1933, Angelus produced theirs in 1935. At that time, they didn't have a triple calendar yet. They had to wait another maybe 7 years for that. I think it was 1942 that the Chronodato first made its appearance. So you can see that we have a 45-minute chronograph counter on the right. We have running seconds on the left. We have the month just below the 12. And then we have the day of the week just above the 6. And we have the day of the month indicated by the long hand with the red arrow, which is just between 12 and 1. So triple calendar, very complicated at that time. This was definitely a high-class fashion watch in the 1940s and 50s. This example is 18 karat gold, and apart from the color, the way that you can tell that is by looking at the back. The steel versions of this have all sorts of data on the back, serial numbers, etc. This one just has the Angelus logo, which you probably can't, you might be able to just about make out there. And the 18K gold symbol. I would say in general that the steel versions of this are easier to read. The dial is more legible. With this one, to my mind, there just isn't quite enough contrast between the dial and the hands, and it is a little tricky to read the details, especially when the sun's shining. But it's a beautiful watch nevertheless. To change the various functions of the watch, there are pushers, such as this one here. There are 3 pushers. There's a one on that side. There's one, on the top. And then there is another one on the bottom there. And all that you need to do is just take a little pin, give it a nice hard push, and the day of the week and the month, or the day of the month, will change, one day at a time, or 1 month at a time. You get used to it. It's a bit of a faff to have to change it completely, but you quite easily get used to making those adjustments. The other thing to say about this watch is that it is a 38mm, which for the 1940s it seems absolutely huge, when most people were wearing watches of between 28 and 34mm at the very most. So it was a very good size then, and it's an absolutely contemporary size now. And that's why these watches are so in demand on the vintage watch scene, because they wear so well. I still think that these chronographs are very good value now. You can pick up these steel ones for anything from about £1,500, I think, really. The gold ones are obviously a bit more. It's a 48-hour manual wind, so it's certainly vintage in that respect. But if you can get one in good condition, it's a very good looking watch indeed. So thanks very much for enjoying this 1950s triple calendar with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.